technology is enabling
I don't think
innovation.
this is a big innovation.
The stigma around
सभी
menstruation.
स्कूलों में बायोमेट्रिक
And
कंपलसरी
it
किया
basically
गया।
uses high school
There's a lot that
physics.
needs to change, and a lot of people are doing that.
यदि हमने पीढ़ियों के निर्माण में यदि वक्त लगा दिया तो पीढ़ी हमको कभी माफ नहीं करेगी।
I think many of us were very happy living in our own happy cocoons. What social media really has done is kind of pulled you out of it and said, this is reality.
It's something as simple as starting a blog, using technology to let people talk about the issues that they feel are important.
Welcome to the India Social Goods Summit. As you know, all world leaders, they've signed the global goals in New York. And Yuri is over here. He's just come back from there.
This set of goals is global. So it applies to India as much as it applies to the United States, to France, to Brazil, to Russia, to China. Frankly, if you think about it, it is the first and so far the only global agreement that the entire world has signed up to, in equal measure. Before, it was the North talking to the South.
One of the most important gifts that my education system and my parents gave me was the sense of belonging. The sense that the individual that I am, the person that I'm becoming and evolving into, is not separate from the geography that I exist within. So I'm not separate from the city or the country. I'm a part of this planet. I'm a part of every living being, which is why I feel as strongly as I do for our environment and various other causes.
2000 में जब छत्तीसगढ़ नया राज्य के रूप में आया तो हमारी दिक्कतें थी, हमारे प्रॉब्लम थे और वो प्रॉब्लम किसी भी स्टार्टअप कंपनी के प्रॉब्लम जैसे ही थे। हमारा विजन था, हमारी सोच थी, हम बहुत तेजी के साथ विकास की दिशा में आगे बढ़ना चाहते थे, नए प्रयोग करने के लिए तैयार था छत्तीसगढ़, पर हमारे पास पैसे की कमी थी, फंड नहीं था, नक्सल चुनौती हमारे पास थी। देश का सबसे बेहतरीन पीडीएस सिस्टम यदि किसी राज्य ने बना के रखा है वो छत्तीसगढ़ ने बनाया है और 1 तारीख को वो पूरा का पूरा पीडीएस सिस्टम में 10,000 हमारे शॉप हैं, 10,000 शॉप तक चावल पहुंच जाता है, नमक पहुंच जाता है, ट्रैवल एरिया में चना वहां पहुंच जाता है और उसके साथ ही साथ इसके लिए ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम डेवलप किया। उसके लिए हमने पूरी की पूरी व्यवस्था में परिवर्तन लाया और एक पीडीएस शॉप को, प्राइवेट शॉप को हटाकर हमने उसको कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर में दिया, महिला स्व सहायता समूह को दिया, पंचायत को दिया और कुल मिला के इस पूरे सिस्टम को बेहतर करने का उपाय हमने शुरू किया। देश के सभी स्कूलों में बायोमेट्रिक कंपलसरी किया गया। शिक्षक जाएगा, अपना अंगूठा लगाएगा, तब उसका प्रेजेंस होगा, नहीं तो शिक्षक को एब्सेंट मान लिया जाएगा। इससे 80% ग्रोथ हो गया अपने आप टीचिंग।
It's heartening to hear all of these ideas. I just think that we are going to take a couple of questions from our social media. Remember #2013now. And so on Twitter, one of the questions that we've got is, does social media lead to more armchair activism?
I think many of us were very happy living in our own happy cocoons and incubated environments. I think what social media really has done is kind of pulled you out of it and said, this is reality. This is what's happening. Some things are great, some things are horrific. There's a lot that needs to change and a lot of people are doing that. There will always be armchair activists, whether there is social media or not.
Yeah.
It's just the kind of people that exist.
We're experimenting. I mean, social media is now used in crisis situations to actually find people under rubble, and so they can be reached and saved in a matter of hours. You have people mobilizing through social media to buy an old man typewriter or to go out on the street and protest against something that is unjust.
The summit is about social innovation, and so without further ado, we get the innovators on stage as well.
Our state has started a mission for improvement in education quality, and we, on the lines of it, have designed a child annual learning level assessment matrix column, wherein every kid's learning level would be assessed and maintained online, so that now it will not be a number game anymore, it will be a name game. So the dream is to utilize the optical fiber cable thoroughly and build smart health centers, smart Anganwadis, smart classrooms, smart hard bazaars, smart PDA shops, smart villages, and a digital panchayat well before 2030.
So, tackling the stigma around menstruation is key to gender equality. So, how do we remove this silence and stigma around a subject? Simple, by getting more and more people to talk about it. And that's where technology comes into picture. We launch a website, it is an online illustrated guide. Menstrupedia blog has crowdsourced content where people from all walks of life, students, mothers, fathers, teachers, share stories, anecdotes, and even poem about menstruation.
Mankind has known for over 100 years that if you keep low birth weight and premature babies warm, their survival rates go up. In spite of that, the benefit of this knowledge has not reached most of these babies because they are in developing countries. This is the problem that we set out to solve. And how do we do this? We do this with a device called the Embrace Infant Warmer. Okay. And it basically uses high school physics. Okay. It uses what's called a phase change material. It's a wax-like substance that melts at human body temperature, 37 degrees Celsius, and can keep the baby warm for 4 to 6 hours.
The media's reach is restricted, and mobile is growing, it's fast growing, but there's very little scope for mass broadcast of what people really think. And that was an issue that I came across personally in 2008. I was young right out of school, and I felt that as a young person, my opinions don't really matter in the way decisions are being taken for the country. I don't think this is a big innovation. It's something as simple as starting a blog, using technology to let people talk about the issues that they feel are important, has made millions of young people feel that they can openly talk about issues. So say from menstruation to campaigns like Pinjra Tod to many more across the country.
So the questions from the audience.
My question is just regarding youth. We a lot more talk about the youth civic engagement, youth on the table, but I don't see in the country like the clear-cut policy regarding youth.
The youth are expected to go do it. Policy will make this whole thing very unsexy for the youth. So what the youth should do is not depend on policy. Okay? You're going to have fewer youth actually participate once this is written into law. There's a reason youth are rebels. It goes against policy.
Next question. Yeah, go ahead.
My question is that we have set various goals over the past few years, like APJ Abdul Kalam set a dream of 2020, and now we are setting a goal of 2030. So as we are nearing our previous goals, we are setting goals forward. So is it kind of like when you are nearing 2030, will we set dreams for 2040 or 2050, or we will try to accomplish what we have achieved for 2030?
A significant part of the MDGs were actually achieved, right? Yes, there is a certain rollover to the SDGs, especially on the first 6 that I described as the social goals. But frankly, look, it's not bad. The SDGs are not a prescription because they're not obligatory. They are a way to advocate and to focus humanity in one direction, right? Look, if we set the goal to eliminate poverty by 2030 and only reach it by 90%, I don't think we'll be disappointed because we would have eliminated half of the world's poverty.
Technology has not touched your system at all. It is the same old elephant moving at its own space.
Uncle, I would like to reassure you that that old big elephant is being shaken out of its slumber and mobilized by the youth of this country. And we will see the change we want to see within our lifetime.